It's the man YSN, and you're listening to YSN Radio. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. You're rocking with the man YSN, and you're tuning into the episode of YSN Radio, the coolest podcast in the South, man. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, man. I know you probably noticed a few aesthetical changes. And I know you probably noticed the large time gap between now and the previous episode. Well, I got a very good explanation for my absence. I have moved to Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, no longer based in Knoxville. I am now in Atlanta, full-time resident. And this past month, I've been moving and, tying up a bunch of loose ends. Everything that comes along with moving. First off, I haven't moved in like 4 years. It's been about 4 years since I got moved into my place in Knoxville. So totally forgot, one, just how stressful moving is. Two, how expensive moving is. Jeez, Lou freaking Weeze, man. Oh my gosh, yes. So the moving expenses have been crazy. And then going back and forth from here to Knoxville over the past couple weeks, getting stuff out of my old crib and setting up the new spot, man. And so, but I knew I had to get the home studio set back up as soon as I possibly could and hit the ground back running, man. Because I'm in a new town, bro. A lot of people ask, why did I move from Knoxville? And the answer is simple, man. I wanted to do more. Man. I love Knoxville. I love everybody that I was able to meet. Love all the opportunities that I was able to get and everything that I had accomplished in Knoxville, man. But I feel like I reached a point where I was running in circles and I needed to jump off the edge and spread my wings a bit, So I've been wanting to move down to Atlanta for a very long time, since 2019. Was when I first started planning in my mind, like I want to go to Atlanta after college, and then, of course life happened and, things changed, but I finally reached a place where I could make it happen, and I had to pull the trigger. So, God has been blessing me with, all the resources and all the support that I needed to make this move possible. Thank you to my mother for helping me out a lot as well, with the moving process, man, and everyone else, along the way. But yes, I'm very excited. This is a brand new chapter in my life, and I'm happy to be back, bringing the podcast back to life. It never died, but had to duck off and take care of some business, man, some real life business, bro. But either way, the train is back on the tracks and the ball is rolling again, man. So I've been in Atlanta for about 3 weeks now. Moved here in the beginning of the month, beginning of July. And it's been a very, I'm not going to lie, it's been a very interesting transition. It's been a very interesting transition from Tennessee to Atlanta because everything just moves so fast down here. Everything moves so fast down here. There's always something going on, versus how in Knoxville, shows popping on the weekends, but during the week, life was normal. Here, nigga, it's a party every single night, so it's super easy. I can tell how it can be super easy to get lost in the sauce if you don't have your head on straight or lack discipline. It's super easy to get lost in the sauce out here, man. So I'm very happy that I live by structure and order within my life, but yeah, it's only been a couple weeks and I've seen some crazy shit, man, to say the least, bro. But either way, I'm happy to be down here. If you're watching, if you're listening and you're in the Atlanta area and you like to work, whether vlog, do some interview, anything, man, holler at me. I'm in the area, ready to work, ready to get ready to get back into the grind, man. So just holler at me, shoot me a message, shoot DM, whatever the case may be. If you're in the Atlanta area, rapper, artist, other content creators, man, holler at me, bro. I'm in the city, ready to work, man. So boom, let's get cracking, bro. Y'all know what time it is. So now that we got that out the way, Let's move into the meat and potatoes. It's been a few weeks since I've been on here. Period. A lot of shit has happened since the last episode, man. A lot has happened, man. So, and I don't want to beat a bunch of dead horses. You feel me? But few things I did want to talk about tonight, man. Few things I want to talk about tonight. So first off, I know everyone seen a few weeks ago, Drake dropped a new single, What Did I Miss? In my opinion, it's a pretty good song. But on the track, it was pretty crazy because he was addressing everyone who switched up on him over the past year, especially during the Kendrick Lamar beef battle that they had last year. We've talked about that battle a gabillion times on the show, man. So we all know how that went, bro. But on the track, bro, he's pretty much addressing, like, what did I miss? All these guys that were standing next to me, we were getting money, hanging out, and then all of a sudden, they all switched up on me out of nowhere, bro. And of course, the internet ripped him to shreds, bro. But I thought it was a good song. I just kind of wonder how this is going to play out along the line. A lot of people have been talking about he's leading up to an album that is going to drop maybe at the end of the year or beginning of next year called Iceman. That's really just speculation. I don't think he's confirmed anything himself. But if this is the leading single off of his album, is this a sign of how the direction that Drake is going to go, where he's just this jaded man in all of his music? Because before, a lot of his songs seemed like he was just talking about women that broke his heart, or relationships or situationships that didn't go his way. Is this going to be the start of a new era of Drake where he's just jaded and bitter about the entire beef and how it totally changed the public perception of him in hip hop culture? And if so, I'm not saying that I wouldn't understand, because I totally get it. I've said it time and time again. After the whole Kendrick got off with Not Like Us, the entire beef changed the entire public perception of Drake. Kendrick Lamar literally made it cool to hate on Drake. But that being said, is this going to be his new persona per se? Is this going to be like his new thing? Like, wow, everybody hates me now. What the fuck? Because I don't think it's going to do him as many favors as he thinks it's going to, because, it's Drake. He's going to sell a gabillion records every single time. It doesn't matter what he does. But I feel like a lot of people have moved on from that whole situation and just want to hear Drake be Drake. But it seems like he's still harping on it, and it's still affecting him, which it makes perfect sense, man. He lost his closest friends, to a rap battle. You feel me? And everybody's calling him a pedophile and all this crazy shit, man. So it's totally understandable why he would be so hurt. But I would really hate to see this just be a continuing theme throughout his music for this foreseeable future, man. Because I feel like the longer he drags it and stretches it out, especially with the lawsuit going on, man, people are just going to continue to find more ways to shit on him, bro. You feel me? No matter how hard the songs may be, not to say he's gonna be digging himself in a bigger hole, but like there's people out there. There's people now who just hate Drake just because they like Kendrick Lamar, or just because they like Pusha T, man. And like nothing he can do. He could literally cure cancer and save a baby from falling off of a building, and people are still going to find a way to talk shit about that man, And I feel like the more that he addresses a beef or battle that happened an entire year ago, it's just not going to make it any better for him, man. I've said it time and time again. If Drake would have just shut the fuck up for like 6 months to a year and just came back like nothing ever happened, he would be in a much better position with the public in the court of public opinion than he is right now, man. I think What Did I Miss was a great song, but I just hope this is not the this jaded, bitter, attitude that he's having. It carries on throughout the rest of his music that he's going to be putting out. I'm still going to listen, but it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be pretty. Plus, we're seeing clips from all of his shows. For some of his shows that he's been doing overseas, where people are doing "fuck Kendrick" chants, and he's saying, "Well, I wouldn't say I disagree." And like once again, I totally understand where he's coming from. You feel me? But I feel like it would just be in his best interest if he just drops it and just carries on like nothing happened, because he's Drake. The more he keeps addressing it, the more people are going to continue to talk about it, bro. And then if he stops talking about it, and Kendrick hasn't said it, but like, I just feel like if everyone just moves on, he'll be in a much better position. That's my personal opinion. Is he gonna do it? Who gives a fuck what I have to say anyway? But I'm just saying, man. I just do not want to see this be this. I just don't want this to be the direction that his music takes, man, because it's just going to continue to drag it, man, and everybody's over that whole beef, bro. But every now and then, you feel me, more life gets breathed into it. Just a couple days ago, LeBron James goes viral again because he was at some beach party, him and the Savannah singing "Not Like Us" with their entire chest, bro. Their entire chest, man. It's been a lot of debate going on, especially on Twitter. People are saying they understand Drake's frustrations with LeBron. You feel me? Because think about it, man. Drake on numerous occasions has expressed how close of a relationship he and LeBron James had. He literally considered him one of his best friends. After Bronny James had the health scare where he went into cardiac arrest, Drake was there supporting Bron. Right after it happened, walked him out during one of his concerts, man. You feel me? So it was like, I feel like after a situation like that where you literally almost lose your child and this man is there to support you, I don't think that's something. That's not like something superficial, like, oh, I'm at your game, I'm rocking with you because you're winning championships. No, there's like some real life shit that he was going through, and Drake was there for him, man. And so I can understand why Drake would feel a type of way seeing Bron screaming the lyrics to this song that's literally like calling him a pedophile, man. I totally get it, bro. But a lot of people are saying, man, that this LeBron is lame for it and blah, 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 blah. But a lot of other people are saying, man, like, oh, maybe LeBron seen a different side of Drake that we aren't seeing. And this is why, he's making he's switched up on him in the way that he did, bro. But I don't know, man. Personally, I think it's corny, bro. This man has had your back for so many years, and you switch up on him over a rap beef. Granted, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, man, but I do think that's kind of lame. Now, Drake did go and get the tattoo, of LeBron that he had covered up. First of all, the fact that he would have LeBron James tatted on him is just crazy, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I got a lot of homies, you feel me, that I love with all my heart. I'm not getting y'all tatted on me. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, man. I don't even have my own daughter tatted on me. I wear her on my neck, but like I don't have any tattoos. Period. You feel me? But it's like, why would I go and get another grown man's face and name tatted on me? That's just taking it a step too far, And then going and get the tattoo covered up. It's all right. He dug himself in a hole with that one, man. He definitely dug himself in a hole with that one, man. But, a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, LeBron was cheating on his wife every time he hung out with Drake and blah, 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 blah. Look, man, I said it before and I'll say it again. If you expect me to be surprised or shocked at the fact that LeBron James, a billionaire athlete, was fucking extra bitches on the side, literally, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, man. So, hey, you do what you want when you popping, bro. But moving on, speaking of cheating, so the CEO of Astronomer has been taking the internet by storm after he was caught cheating on the kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. So the CEO of Astronomer is a tech company. His name was Andy Byron. Got caught cuddled up canoodling, hooching and cooching with the head of AR for his company, a lady named Kristen Cabot, or Cabot, however you pronounce her name. Either way, both of them were married, both caught red-handed in the act. And this video's been everywhere, all on the internet, all week long, man. They're all cuddled up. And then Coldplay puts them on the kiss cam and they, and like quite literally the nigga just like melts, just drops down into the floor. The funniest thing ever, man. The funniest thing ever. And now they've been recreating it at baseball games, and all these jokes have been circulating online about it, man. And I think that's absolutely insane. That's one of the craziest way to have not only your life but your business be impacted of all time. You get caught fucking the HR lady at a Coldplay concert on Kiss Cam. That's the whitest thing ever. That's literally the whitest thing of all time, man. But and so many people have been getting jokes off about it. Like I said, man, he's been so many jokes been getting off, but his life is ruined. His life is absolutely ruined. His wife is divorcing him, of course. He had to step down from his position as CEO of his company, man. Everything is going to shit for this man, bro. But one thing I do find crazy is, in the midst of all the jokes on the internet, of course, you got your people online who don't think anything is funny. And of course, oh, this is a heartbreaking and situation and blah, 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 blah. These are real family, all this. And, giving the CEO, giving Andy so much shit about getting caught cheating in this situation. They're giving Andy, the CEO, the man, all this shit about cheating, but totally ignoring the fact that the HR lady, Kristen, was also married as well. She's a married woman who also got caught cheating. But for some reason, everyone is giving Andy shit as well. Like, yes, granted, he cheated on his wife. He destroyed his family, lost his company. But what about the lady? She had a man at home too. She had a family at home too. She's just as guilty as he is, if you ask me. And I know some people be like, oh, well, he's a CEO. He's in a position of power. Maybe he took advantage of her. Let's not be dense here. Either way, both of their lives are destroyed because of this, and we're just laughing at their pain. But one dude, out of this entire situation, there is one thing that I wish I was a fly on the wall for, and that is the Astronomer headquarters office the day after it happened. Can you imagine actually working at that company, going to work the next day after your boss and your HR lady being caught red-handed? I'm sure everyone in the office had to know. But just imagine what the office was like the day after that happened. Oh my gosh, that had to be probably one of the funniest days of work of all time. What do you think? Or do you think they probably sent out a memo and said, if you guys talk about it, you're fired? Oh no. I think if anyone works at Astronomer, I'm pretty sure we'll find out pretty soon. They probably had them sign NDAs or some shit like that, man. But somebody who worked at Astronomer, I'm very certain they're going to come out within like the next 6 months, year, maybe later, and talk about what the dynamic in the office was like after, during this entire debacle, because that is a story I want to hear. That is a story I want to hear, man. That is insane. Oh man. But moving on. So we got an update in the Diddy trial, an insane update. So it actually finally came to an end. The entire trial for the most part took place, while I was moving. So I'm not going to talk about old news, but Diddy, the verdict was reached, and he was found guilty of 2 of his charges. Just 2. He was not, mind you, he was charged with like a RICO and sex trafficking and all this, but he was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. But he was found not guilty for sex trafficking. I want to know, what is the difference? Transportation to engage in prostitution and sex trafficking. Are those not the same? Are those not the same? Because honestly, if you ask me, transportation to engage in prostitution sounds like how you would say sex trafficking in a college essay when you're trying to meet the word count. You know, I like an essay, like I'm in grad school right now, man. Like, and every time I gotta write some shit, instead of just saying what it is, I always like bedazzle it and add like 5 extra words to a simple phrase, you know, just to meet that word count. Transportation to engage in prostitution is literally sex trafficking. I don't care what anybody says. So how he gets found not guilty for the same crime he got found guilty of is beyond me. But the one thing that I got out of this trial, man, I don't think that this trial was actually to convict him of any real crimes. I honestly think this was just a trial to humiliate him. For being completely honest, I think this is literally just a humiliation trial for Diddy, bro. Because what shocking developments, criminal, developments did we really learn about, during the trial that really unfolded? You feel me? Besides like the grotesque, freaky ass shit that he was into. I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that we took away from this trial, is that Diddy was a freaky ass nigga who beat the fuck out his girl. Beating up his girlfriend is of course horrible. Don't get me wrong, but we knew that already with the video that came out of him stomping Cassie into the around in the hotel room. But everything else was just talking about just all the freaky shit he was into, rubbing niggas nut on his chest and beating his meat in the corner, and all the crazy shit he was doing with Cassie. Like, you feel me? Like, that's pretty much like all these people's getting on the stand and just exposing him for all the weird shit he was into, man. But like nothing really sounded like a devious crime. It was literally just like, how can we embarrass Diddy? How can we embarrass Diddy? And for that reason, I don't think he's going to get any jail time for real. I honestly don't think Diddy is going to get any real jail time. You feel me? I do think he'll get credit for time served and get off with probation. Because think about it. He's been locked up for like, 2 years now? You feel me? And it's not like he's not like some broke nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's got the money. You feel me? Niggas like that usually get off extremely light. You know what I mean? And then of course, what he was found guilty of, transportation to engage in prostitution. And he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison, man. But let's not be dense here. All right, this is a billionaire we're talking about. He's going to get time served, probation, maybe some house arrest. Who knows, man? But if Young Thug can literally beat 50 murders on a RICO, Diddy can beat 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Let's not be dense here, bro. He's definitely getting off, bro. He's definitely getting off. Speaking of freaky ass niggas getting off, Shannon Sharp beat his case with the 19-year-old OnlyFans bitch, man. Of course, like going back, he was getting hit with a $50 million lawsuit for fucking whatever that girl's name was, and who was accusing him of doing all types of crazy shit. But he ended up jumping in front of the story, pretty much saying, yeah, we had a relationship and we were both into some freaky ass shit, and now she's trying to shake me down. They end up settling out of court, which I pretty much seen it coming, man. Pretty much seen it coming. I just wonder what amount did he pay her off? Because she was trying to get 50 million out the nigga. She was trying to get 50 million out the nigga. And apparently, after whatever settlement that they made, the girl ended up coming out and saying that she's retiring from OnlyFans. So, whatever they had settled, it was enough to make her quit her job. So, but hey, at least they don't have to deal with it anymore. You feel me? That was like I said, bro. Shannon Sharp, way too old, way too rich to be fucking with some 19-year-old OnlyFans bitch, but fucking a 19-year-old OnlyFans bitch, because it was a recipe for disaster from the beginning, man. A recipe for disaster. So I'm happy that he was able to get that cleared up. Hopefully that he'll be able to resume his spot back on ESPN and all that, man, and leave these young white bitches alone. You feel me? Hopefully he learned his lesson. Did he? We'll have to see. We'll have to see, man. But Moving on to some more recent news, some sad news actually. So this week we lost two legends in pop culture, bro. So Malcolm Jamal Warner and Ozzy Osbourne passed away this week, man. One after another. So Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away on Monday after drowning on vacation in Costa Rica with his family. Rest in peace to him and prayers to his family. And Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday. Super crazy how they go out and like one after the other, man. But Ozzy Osbourne was the lead singer of Black Sabbath, and I got to know him because of the reality show he had with his family. My mom used to watch it all the time as a kid, so that's how I came to know him. But super sad to see both of those legends go, man. Some of my favorite moments, from both of their careers. I know, of course, Malcolm Jamal Warner played Theo Huxtable in The Cosby Show. Very classic program. But what a lot of people don't talk about was the show Malcolm and Eddie that he had with Eddie Griffith. It was on for like a season or two in the late 90s, man. It was like a buddy comedy with between the two. BET used to run the reruns back when I was a kid. That show was super, super funny, man. So that was a lot of people don't talk about Malcolm and Eddie, man, but that show was like a classic, man. So shout out to Eddie Griffith as well. But once again, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. And Ozzy Osbourne. One of my favorite Ozzy moments was, it was really more of a Family Guy moment, but they were parodying him. Of course, everyone knows that Ozzy Osbourne, I think it was a concert in 1982 where he bit the head off a bat. That's what everybody talks about, when they think of Ozzy Osbourne. So Family Guy was making a parody of that moment. It was like, oh, after Ozzy had got sober, his concert. So he comes out, he was like, all right, I'm going to start the show with the tuna sandwich. And he starts eating the tuna sandwich, and he goes, I'll finish it later, yay. Oh, man. But that was probably like my favorite joke, one of my favorite jokes from Family Guy, man. But that Ozzy moment, biting the head off a bat is crazy, man. But rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, and rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner, two legends. Sad to see them go, man. But moving on to some lighter news, getting into some music reviews, man. A lot of music has dropped since the last episode came out. Since the last episode. So let's get into it, man. So Larry June dropped a really dope project, man. Larry June dropped a banger, bro. Until Night Comes. He partnered up with Cardo Got Wings on the production, man, and churned out an absolute banger. I swear to God, I've played this album from start to finish, no skips, at least a dozen times since it came out, bro. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, swear to God, I've been doing so much driving since I moved here to Atlanta, going to different meetings and different things like that. And Larry June has been the soundtrack every single time I've gotten in the car. This is probably one of the best albums to come out in the summer, in my humble opinion. Super easy to listen to, bro. Some of my favorite songs on there, Organic Free Range Chicken. That song's a fucking banger. Chicken, nigga. I need chicken. Banger. He has another song, 7 Mile Bike Ride. Black Man. Like I said, bro, the album is no skips. Until Night Comes, bro. Larry June has did it again. Good job, Larry, bro. Make sure you go check that out, bro. It's an absolute banker. Certified, bro. Certified. So, moving on. Anicia has dropped another album as well, called Grady Baby. Now, I've sung praises for Anicia before on the show, man. Excuse me, man. Super big fan of hers, and she just dropped a new album, really a Gangsta Grillz mixtape, partnered up with DJ Drama, called Grady Baby. Now, like I said, this is a DJ Drama Gangsta Grillz mixtape, and it's bringing back all the classic ATL vibes, like quite literally the first song on the project, ATW. She's remixing, and then what? My Young Jeezy, first I'm gonna stack some dope, bro. So she's taking it back to the old school, man. Classic ATL shit on this entire project, bro. Some of my favorite songs on here is No Scrub and 285 with Monaleo. I promise you, anything with Monaleo on it is going to be a hit. You feel me? Anything with Monaleo on is going to be a hit. She's probably one of the coldest female rappers in the game. And so her and Anisha on the same track is just a recipe for success, man. I think this is a super dope project. I just listened to it in the gym earlier today. She really did her thing, man. So shout out to Anisha on there. Putting on for the light-skinned women, man. Putting on for the light-skinned women. Shout out to Big Nene right there, bro. Moving on to another project that's just dropped a couple of days ago. Tyler, the Creator, has dropped a new album called Don't Tap the Glass. It was a surprise drop. A surprise to me, at least. You feel me? And it was in the middle of the week. I think he dropped it on like Monday or Tuesday or something like that, man. And overall, it's a 10-track project. Super easy listen, or super quick listen. It's literally less than 29 minutes, 30 minutes long from start to finish. And I would say it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's pretty good project. But it's just not. It's a completely different vibe from the last few pieces that he's put out. It doesn't sound like Igor. It doesn't sound like Flower Boy, Call Me Get Lost, or Chromacopia. It's a completely different vibe. I would probably say, I know mixtapes and albums are pretty much meaningless titles now, but like this gives me more like mixtape vibes. You feel me? Like something to put out in between, or just to keep his name hot. Because like I said, it's not bad. You feel me? It's just different from what the music that he's been dropping over the past few years. But I like two songs off of it the most. The intro song, Big Poe, with Pharrell Williams and Skatebird. I don't know who Skatebird is, but that was a super dope song. And Ring 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 was also a good song as well. I think the biggest moment that I like, or line that I like off the album, he has a line on it. He says, "I don't trust white people with dreadlocks." And I just thought that shit was hilarious. Man. But shout out to Tyler, Creator. He never disappoints. But one thing that I do think was funny is scrolling through the internet. Of course, these new niggas who just started listening to rap, or just started listening to Tyler, the Creator like a week ago, started digging up his old lyrics again and trying to cancel them and whatnot. Because if you are an OG Tyler fan, if you were around back during the glory days of Odd Future, for the Goblin album, the Wolf album, that entire era of Tyler, the Creator, Loiter Squad, that entire era of Tyler, the Creator, then you can really appreciate where he is as an artist now. And then if you also were around for that entire era and you're still around for Tyler now, you will understand that all you people bringing up old Tyler lyrics and trying to like shame us for still listening to him, or try to cancel Tyler, the Creator, for all of his old music, I really do want you guys to get this in your head, right? From an OG Tyler fan to these new Tyler fans, I really need you guys to understand, when you post his old lyrics and try to shame him for it, not only do we already know, we just don't really give a fuck. We don't care at all. We were there. We know exactly what he said. You feel me? But just like he's growing up, we've grown up too. So yes, he definitely was wilding out on a lot of his old music. You feel me? But if you are a true fan, you can appreciate his growth as an artist, and I'm just going to leave it at that. All you new niggas coming around trying to cancel Tyler and getting up out of here, he's even said it himself. Please get mad at his old shit. He doesn't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck, and neither should you. Just listen to the music, enjoy yourself, and shut the fuck up. Plain and simple. That's all you gotta do. Just shut the fuck up and listen. Just shut up and listen, man. It's not that hard. Either way, shout out to Tyler, the Creator, man. Once again, Don't Tap the Glass. Super dope project. And the cover art is pretty cool too, man. He's like a action figure on it. You can't really zoom in on it, but he's like an action figure on the cover with the big giant gold rope chain And so I really, that's one thing I like about Tyler. Every time he puts out a new album, like the art schemes and like the entire aesthetic that he goes for with every single project is always something new and different, man. So I really am very interested to see how he uses this new aesthetic that he's on with like the action figures and stuff. Who knows, man? He's a super creative guy, so I'm very excited to see what's next with the Don't Tap the Glass era of Tyler the Creator. Hope maybe it's something more down the line. Maybe this is just like a teaser or something, or like a small taste of something bigger. We'll see, man. We'll see. But that's pretty much all I had to talk about today, man. Once again, I'm back. Back in the saddle, man. Pumping out more weekly episodes. Got the studio back up and running. Got the interviews cranking out, man. So if you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. My new home. I'm in Atlanta, baby. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, man. Before we get out of here, I will be remiss if I don't shout out my man Kalen with the Shoe Gummies, bro. He's been expanding the company to multiple different states in shops all across the South, man. We actually got to work together a few weeks ago at the Harp and Higgs car show. Shout out to my man Chris Beverly. Shout out to my man Luis Tricks, T Higgins, Thomas, and Henry Harper. All the guys, man, with the Harp and Higgs car show, man. Super dope experience. If you missed that, make sure you go check out the recap on my page, bro. But once again, shout out to my man Kalen and Shoe Gummies, some of the best gummies in the South, some of the best gummies, period, man. But few shameless plugs. Probably should have got this out the way in the beginning, but I have picked up some motion down here. I've only been here a few weeks, already got some motion going on. So if you are in the Atlanta area, I am hosting trivia night Tuesdays and Thursdays at two different spots. So Tuesday nights I'm at Benchwarmers Bar and Grill in Decatur. Let me pull up the address real quick. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, I'm hosting trivia night at Benchwarmers. Like I said, that is in Decatur, Georgia, 240 West Ponce de Leon Ave. Come and hang out with me. They got good food, good drinks, good vibes, man. We got the trivia going at 7 o'clock. You can win some money, hang out with me. Super dope vibe. And Thursdays, I'm at Conyers Restaurant Bar and Grill hosting trivia night as well. That's at 1910 Georgia 20 Suite 170. That's in Conyers, man. So starting off light, man, getting the ball rolling, bro. That's one thing I've always wanted to do, is just like find like some chill shit to do. You know what I mean? Find some chill shit to do. You feel me? Pretty soon I'll be in the clubs and getting back to all the shit I was got going on in Knoxville, man. But starting off slow, hosting trivia nights and building up from there, man. So if you're ever in the Atlanta area, Tuesday and Thursday nights, you're looking for some chill shit to get into, want to have a drink with your man, and just have a good time, man. Trivia is super fun. Come holler at me, bro. I got all the details you need to know on my page. That's another thing. I had to make a new Instagram page. Literally like a week or two before I moved down here, Instagram deleted my fucking page, bro. My personal page, Real YSN, got disabled for the dumbest reason. So apparently you're not allowed to unfollow too many people. I had no idea that was against the rules. So I went on, I was trying to clean my page out for ghost followers and inactive accounts and shit, manually, mind you, in there, clearing people out manually. Flag my page, disable my account permanently. So I had to make a new one. My new Instagram page is Real YSN. The number 1, Real YSN. It pains me every time I see the abysmally low follower count, man, but I'm building it back up slowly but surely. You feel me? So make sure you guys go follow the new page at Real YSN. That's where I post all my DJ stuff and personal things, man. But yeah, so that's pretty much an update of everything I got going on up to this point. As far as like gigs and everything, feel me? Like I said, just moved to Atlanta, so be on the lookout for a lot of different content. There's always stuff going on out here, man. So gonna be out hitting the scene, showcases. There's a huge fashion scene out here too, bro. So I'm super excited to be in the city and to be around so much motion, man. So expect so much more content, so much more vlogs, so much more everything, man. I'm super excited and I can't wait to bring you guys with me, man. So appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming back. I know it's been a few weeks since I dropped anything, but like I said, I've been busy with the move and stuff. So thank you guys for coming back and just rocking with me, man. Sticking along this long. So if you made it this far, if you're listening, thank you for listening. Make sure you check out all of the episodes anywhere you get your podcast from: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you stream your podcast. If you're watching, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share all the YouTube jazz. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at YSN Radio, and check out the website at ysnradio.com. Until next time, same place. It's the coolest podcast in the South, YSN Radio. Let's go.